Hello and welcome to the Protection Warrior Basic Guide 8.0.1, and I'm going to talk about talents, Azerite traits, and stats for your Protection Warrior. So let's start with Protection Warrior stats first. This expansion is a bit kind of changed because of how we lost certain abilities and we get some others. So Recklessness is gone from us, the one that gives 100% crit chance. It just got into the Fury talent tree, and Avatar was gained as a replacement, as a baseline spell now, not a talent anymore. That's a huge change for me at least, because I prefer to have flat damage instead of crit chance abilities. So since crit is gone, like Recklessness is gone, I tried stacking crit this expansion, and I tried to stack versatility and full haste. So what happened is that versatility seems to be nerfed at the same time, but it's still worth to stack it a little bit. So I've been trying to get 20% crit chance, but I'm stuck on 70% because it's unlucky with items drops and stuff like that. And haste I've been stacking now because of global cooldown changes and how clunky Prot is at the moment, so haste is really helping that out with the problem. So I have like 11% right now. The reason it's 20% because if something is around me, I have a talent for that. I'm gonna explain later on. Versatility 10%, just get 10% and you should be fine. Maybe in the future we're gonna stack more of it, but it really depends. Mastery is I don't know. I don't like Mastery anymore. It seems a bit weak, this expansion. So yeah, the goal for me at least is to get to a 20% crit, as much as haste you can, and 10% versatility. Mastery if you want to stack that, but I'm just gonna stack haste all over after I'm done with the crit. So yeah, let's go with the Azerite trait. This really depends on what gear you have and everything like that. But this is not a must-have. If you're lucky with the older piece, and if you have laser matrix, it's a good thing to do, even if it's nerfed by 20%. The damage got nerfed, but not the healing of it. So this is really good to help your healer a little bit, even if the healing is not that great, but it does something. The damage also is pretty good. It procs really much. Then we have Earthling, 100% strength, not bad. It's a stat, so why not? Then you have also Long Strider. Not the greatest thing, but if you're gonna pick between that and this, you rather go with Long Strider. So here comes the piece that you really need in your gameplay. It's a must-have. Defining Crash. The reason I'm saying it's a must-have because every time you use Thunderclap on target that has Demo Shot affected by, it's gonna increase the affected duration of the Demo Shot by 2 seconds of people affected by a Demo Shot. So getting Defining Crash is a must-have. Gut Rip is not a must-have, but it's a really cool, I call it the mini executor. If a target is under 30% health, it's just gonna start to proc even more, faster. It's a really good talent, I like that one. But Defining Crash is a must-have. Doesn't matter what, if you like have a 340 piece, you gotta stick to it either way, because Defining Crash is a must-have. It's really, like, it becomes really way too clunky without it. Weird, actually. Awkward a bit also. Then we have the chest piece I have. It has Bloodrite. I love Bloodrite because it gives 8% haste for me. Extra haste for 15 seconds. So that's 712 haste. Without the percent-wise, if you think of it. So, it lasts for 15 seconds. And it can proc at the same time again, like inside of the proc into a proc. So let's say if you have like 3 seconds until it goes off, it can proc again, so you have 15 seconds again. It's a really cool talent. If you kill, I think if you kill a hunter pet, it also resets its timer. Not sure, but this is a really good talent because of the haste. And then you have Azerite Globals. This is a talent you can. This is the Azerite trait you can actually stack up because it does insanely good damage. I have only one because I'm unlucky with the older ones, but I've been lucky with the older traits I have, so I'm happy with what I have. Yeah, then you can just bury the hatchet then. You gotta choose between that and this. So next is gonna be enchants. Actually, I talked about that also. The rings should be versatility because you want to get 10%. So I have 10%. I mean, like I have enchanted the versatility on the rings. I have the cheap enchant. So if I had actually the good ones, it probably will be over 10%. But yeah, I didn't do that. So weapon enchant shall be the haste enchant, the quick navigator. If you don't have that, you can. I just upgraded my weapon, so that's why I lost the enchant. If you don't have the quick navigator, you can go with the cheap attack speed one. That gives 15% attack speed, or you can go with the versatility one. It's your choice. But if you can get the enchant, get the quick navigator. I don't have it now. I gotta actually buy enchant for it. Okay, so I've been talking about that. Next is gonna be talents. Okay, and before we start with everything, I'm gonna start with a certain talent. If you plan to use punish, get sword and board together, because let's say if you have 20% crit chance, you use sword and board and you use shield block, you're gonna have 50% crit chance on your next, not on your next, no, while shield block is active, you're gonna have 50% crit chance on your devastate and shield slam. So with the punish talent, you're gonna do even harder hit with shield slam at least, 20%. But I'm not playing like that anymore. It didn't really help me out that much. Impenial victory is not a must. It's bad if you go with a healer. You don't need that anymore. It also got nerfed. Into the Fray is gonna be pretty much my favorite talent to pick all the time now, because the change they did to this is that it also depends on your allies now. Like if your allies are close to you, you're gonna get haste. If you have a pet of your ally, you're gonna get haste. If the enemy has a pet or elemental, like from Shaman elementals, it's also gonna give haste. So everything around you gonna give haste now. That's pretty cool. I like the sound. So it helps me with the haste problems. So I will say pick this talent for PvP either way. I won't say go with this. I don't like punish, so I would just go with Into the Fray. But that's my choice. It's like you can pick between those two. It's your choice from here. If you want to do that, but I will say just go with Into the Fray for the haste. Okay, so Kraken Thunder is dead pretty much. You don't go that talent anymore because you don't do that gameplay anymore. So there is two talent here that are good on specific situations. Bonding Stride, I will say only pick this talent on 2vs2 at least, against BM Hunters and Mages, because you want to keep up with them, because they can kite you easily without this talent. It's really hard without it, so I always pick this against BM Hunters and Mages. Rest of everything, 2vs3 and 2vs2, you pick Safeguard all the time, because if they go on your healer, that's most gonna probably happen most of the time, because the rogue doesn't like you, so they'd rather go for your healer. You pick this talent, every time the rogue is gonna burst something, you charge your ally. And you just absorb his damage. That's why you have so much health, you know? You use your health for something, you know? That's why you have so much health. Let's see, next talent, let's see, Best Serve Cold is dead. It's not dead, but it's not good. You can't use that in PvP. Dragon Roar, you can't really use it in Arena. At least for me, I don't like it. For low like it's long cooldown, 35 seconds for a 6-second duration. And you want burst, so Unstoppable Force had a lot of burst, because every time you use Avatar, you increase your Thunderclap damage by 100%, and you reduce it cooldown by 50%. So you can pretty much spam Thunderclap every 2 seconds, so you're gonna do a lot of burst. So yeah, Thunderclap becomes your burst mechanic, while Shield Slam becomes your sustain damage. Kinda awkward, actually. It's a bit weird, I don't know why they did it like that. They just made us cleaving more. So yeah, I've been trying Intimidable in the beta. It was pretty much dead, it was never good. Bolster, it was okay, not the greatest, but Never Sooner was a huge success for me in the beta. So I've been sticking with that since that time, because every time you use Ignore Pain, you can absorb, of course, but the lower health you have, the stronger your Ignore Pain becomes. Like, of course you gotta reapply it to make the effect work again. So since you can absorb all the damage, might as well get Never Surrender, you know. Rambling Earth is dead. Stormwall is most of the time you're gonna pick this one, but on 2s you can sometimes pick Menace, or if you can do that probably on 3s also. what Menace does is that since your not Demo Shot, but your Fear lasts for 6 seconds, this one's gonna increase it to 10 seconds. So if you fear someone, he's feared for 10 seconds. So it's like they maybe have to trinket that or not. Most of the time you'll probably pick Stormbolt, but if you want to do complicated gameplay or like a bit situational gameplay, you pick Menace. But yeah, most of the time Stormbolt. Vengeance is bad. Devastator got nerfed this expansion, so there is no point picking that one. Booming Voice is a must-have now either way, because every time you use Demo Shot, you generate 40 rage and increase your damage by 15% affected targets by a Demo Shot. So that's why you're always gonna pick this one, and you're gonna see why you gotta pick this one later on. I'm gonna show you a Demo Shot talent why, because there is like a combination with that with another talent. Heavier Curations is nerfed. Ravager is a troll pick, so yeah, they might as well rework this or remove it from a talent to give you something else. Anger Management got buffed this expansion because they added Avatar into the list again, thank god. So every 10 rage you spend, you reduce the cooldown of Avatar, Last Stand, Shield Wall, Demo Shot by 1 second. So if you use Shield Block, that's how much rage that was again, 30 rage, meaning 3 seconds less cooldown your abilities again, lowers it. You use Ignore Pain, 40 rage, reduce it by 4 seconds. So this is a talent that I must have also with Booming Voice, perfect synergy in my opinion. So we're gonna talk about other talents now, and you pick, Gladiator Medallion most of the time. If you meet RMP, go with the Relentless, because CC for life. Then you're gonna pick the must-have talent, Morale Killer. The reason I'm saying this is because Demo Shot normally has 45 seconds, and with Morale Killer, I mean, it's gonna do it to 15 seconds. That's insane. That's huge buffed. They really buffed Demo Shot into PvP this expansion. I'm really happy for that. Also, that's not the only good thing, is that since you know how Demo Shot works, like normally when you use Demo Shot, the enemy is gonna do only 20% lower damage on you. Now it's also gonna help with everything else. Like if they hit your partner, they're also gonna hit 20% lower on them also. So this is like a reduced AoE damage damager. So you're pretty much supporting your teammates by reducing all the damage. Then you have Leave No Man Behind. It's a must-have in PvP for 2v2 and 3v3. What this does is that every time you charge an ally, you reduce their damage taken by 90% for 2 seconds. This is especially good against burst setups. Example like RMP, Turbo Cleaves, stuff like that. Since after 2 seconds, Safeguard will pop up, but this is only going to be 4 seconds because it activates at the same time as Leave No Man Behind. It's going to activate at the same time. It's going to really help you with that out, because you can absorb and you can reduce the damage by a lot. So you use, Leave No Man Behind, and you Safeguard comes up again, you do it again, and Safeguard comes back up again. The last talent is gonna be really based off what you're meeting and what you wanna do. But I can show you which talent are good to have in certain situation. I'm gonna also show a video later on based on certain talents, what's good with them. Okay, so Disarm, I pretty much pick this mostly on 2s against Fury Warriors and maybe some Arms Warriors, but most of the time Fury Warriors, because they do insane damage. But I'm gonna show how to counter Fury Warrior really good. Okay, so you know Sword and Board, as I said, Punish with this talent is pretty good. You can do it without Punish also, but I prefer this talent only with Punish. Then you have Shield Bash. Shield Bash is really good now. I think it got changed or anything or something. Every time you use Shield Bash on someone, you're gonna reduce their damage by 15%. And it does auto damage also, just by the talent itself. And you generate 3 rage. But if you use Shield Bash on someone casting an ability while he's casting, it's gonna reduce its cooldown instantly. So you can use it again and again. But of course you don't want to spam it, because you just want to keep that 15% on his ass 24/7. And then you have Mass Reflect. This is the only talent I use on certain trees comp. Example, like I use this against RMP to block the Mage Poly. I use it against the center setup, obvious for the traps. And against Spell Cleaves. Example, like if you meet a Boomy and a Shadow Priest, or Mage with a Boomy or something like that. Like everything caster, I pick this. I'm always gonna pick this. On 2s even I pick this against Warlocks, Shadow Priest, and Mages. So those are the talents I will pick on situationals. Bodyguard, you don't really need, of course. Thunderstruck, I guess, doesn't need. Warpath, nope. Dragon Charge is pretty fun in RPGs to use. Oppressor, not really needed. Ready for battle, nah, not needed. You already have the rage from the booming voice at no point. No, but next is gonna be the video I'm gonna talk about. Okay, so in this clip I'm gonna show how to use Disarm against a Fear Warrior and Leave No Man Behind and Stormbolt. This is like if you want to use leave No Man Behind a bit earlier, but I'm gonna show you how to do that at least. So, you know, on twos, when you play with a healer as a protection warrior, they're pretty much gonna go always, almost every time on the healer. Depends who you're meeting, but then, you know, going for my healer, that's pretty normal. So I charge him to help him a little bit because he, you know, got stunned. So I'm gonna soak some of his damage early on, and then the Fear Warrior is gonna pop his burst, recklessness. I'm gonna disarm him for a second. After that disarm, I'm gonna stun him, so you're gonna trinket that, and I'm gonna charge my teammate because there is only like 2 to 3 seconds more of recklessness. So all that Fear Warrior burst he did is gone now. So he has to wait for the cooldown of the recklessness again until he can do that. But that's when I'm gonna wait until that happens. So I'm just gonna counter it again and again and keep going like that. So this is how I deal with Fear Warriors and 2s at least. It helps me a lot. So the next clip I'm gonna talk about is gonna be about the Heroic Leap, Bonding Strike versus BM Hunters. Okay, so BM Hunters are not common anymore because of the nerf they got, but I still think they're good, like decently good. I play with one on trees, for example. Okay, so where's this BM Hunter? You know, he's slowing me down, I'm charging him, and then he runs off, and I'm gonna Heroic Leap after him after my charge. So I'm slowed now. So if I don't have the talent, I'm gonna be slow really all the time now. So I have the talent now, so I can keep up with him now. After the Heroic Leap I have, I get a movement speed for it, and I'm gonna keep running after him. So this is a great way to use this talent against BM Hunters, example, against. So this talent is only, as I said, only good versus BM Hunter. I love this talent. All my CC most of the time I use against BM Hunter is against the Basilisk, because I really don't like that Basilisk. It does so much damage if you don't get away from it. Because Hunters all most of the time gonna run after the big Basilisk pets to screw me over. So I usually CC the pets, chose a Stormbolt or a Fair or something on it. But most time the Stormbolt. My healer usually stops the other healer doing something, you know, just throwing totems on him and stuff like that. So the next talent I'm gonna talk about after this is gonna be Shield Bash versus Rogues. So I get sapped, of course it's Rogue Priest as usual. And normally you will meet that all the time. This is a combo you can actually really beat. So the Rogue saps me, I Berserk Rage out of it, I use Demo Shot, then I use Shield Bash. So when I use those two together, it's gonna be 35% reduced damage he does to my healer or to myself. So meaning that my healer is tankier now to deal with him, to fight him back, like damaging with lava burst and everything like that. So it also helps me out. So now I can also burst at the same time with him. So the healer gets really like scared of us. Like he's like, oh my god, why is my rogue taking so much damage? So this talent is good because of that. It also does damage, so that's also pretty good. So that's like my way of dealing with rogues. Just tunnel wish them down. Try to stop the healer from doing anything, and just keep rolling them down. Pretty much you're gonna win, because, you know, in this kind of fight, your healer is not gonna go that fast compared to the priest. Because priest goes really fast into us, because the fight will last. Well, it depends, of course, how long it lasts. For me, it lasts like most games last from 4 minutes to 8 minutes. Certain matches last for 3 minutes. That's rarely, but yeah. So yeah, if you have you know, any questions about you know, anything I said, if you you want to ask something, just do it in a comment. I will read them and I will answer them as good as I can. Yeah, then again, I'm sorry for the late guide, but I want to see if there was going to be any Prot changes or anything to warriors overall. So yeah, thanks for watching this guide, and, you know, just type in the comment if you want to ask something. I will read them. So yeah, see ya.